CCM na support ANC Frelimo Empela na ZANU-PF kwa ushirikiano na CPC ya China wanaithibitishia dunia leo kufanya ufumbuzi wa chuo kikuu cha uongozi cha Mwalimu Nyerere. Kwa ushirikiano na CPC ya China wanaithibitishia dunia leo kufanya ufumbuzi wa chuo kikuu cha uongozi cha Mwalimu Nyerere.
Haina mwisho ZANU-PF, haina mwisho. Haina mwisho ZANU-PF, haina mwisho.
Historia leo imeandikwa baada ya miaka mingi. Mawazo ya baba wa taifa Mwalimu Julius Nyerere kwa kuunganisha Afrika iwe na nguvu ya pamoja. Kweli Mwalimu aliona mbali na kusema jirani yako asipokuwa huru, uhuru wako si chochote. Na kusema jirani yako asipokuwa huru, uhuru wako si chochote. Historia leo imeandikwa baada ya miaka mingi. Mawazo ya baba wa taifa Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. Leo tunashuhudia vyama vilivyokuwa mstari wa mbele kupigania Afrika huru. CCM na support ANC Frelimo Empela na ZANU-PF. CCM na support ANC Frelimo Empela na ZANU-PF.
Taurira is small boy. Onanyika itongwe pa WhatsApp. Taurira ika small boy. Onanyika itongwe pa internet. Taurira is small boy. Onanyika itongwe pa Facebook. Taurira ichamisa small boy. Onanyika itongwe pa Twitter. Taurira imo small boy. Onanyika itongwe pa Facebook. Usatsa maneko pa WhatsApp. Zera uchifadza maBritish. Hauna shoko rekudiriro. Kuronga musindo kufadza varongo. Imi munoswera muri teki. Ona niwe muripo sure kwa varongo. Ona wakuta makendikeki. Ona otodanidzira sanction. Makomenya tarira iyangu. Kuti hondo yakarwira vona peace. Tazoba tobodanidzira kanifemi.
Ushirikiano na CPC ya China wanaithibitishia dunia leo kufanya ufumbuzi wa chuo kikuu cha uongozi cha Mwalimu Nyerere. Kwa ushirikiano na CPC ya China
were living in Tanzania in 1991. Yes, after the apartheid collapsed in South Africa, and then they had to return. So they handed over this building, and this was erected as a sign of friendship and cooperation. Yeah. Okay, let's go. So where are the classes?
South Africa.
CPC imekubalika sana.
China.
Hera, hora, hera, hora, hera.
My name is Professor Alan Malisa, the former principal of the Solomon Mahlangu College of Science and Education. Okay, I will give you a brief history of this campus. The history of this campus dates back to 1978.
A história deste campus começou em 1978. Yes. 78.
When the first president of Tanzania, the late Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere, decided to set aside this piece of land for the South African freedom fighters.
Quando o primeiro presidente de Tanzânia, o falecido Nyerere, decidiu dar esta terra aos sul-africanos.
This area have 1,050 hectares.
Esta área tem 1.500 hectares.
And most of you are aware why 1978. Most of you knows that in 1976 there was an uprising in Soweto youth uprising, which eventually spread almost throughout the country.
Todos sabem porque nós estamos aqui e todos sabem o que significa 1978, quando aconteceu a guerra no Soweto.
Because of what happened, the apartheid regime vowed to look for all youth who were involved in that uprising, and they wanted to detain them and even to execute them.
Porque o que aconteceu, então, o regime de apartheid começou a procurar os jovens para tentar combater-os.
So as a result, there was a panic, and the youth in South Africa started to flee to different countries.
Qual resultado?
As a result, there was a panic, and the youth in South Africa started to fly to different countries in Africa.
Como resultado, os sul-africanos começavam os jovens a fugir da África do Sul.
Some of them went directly to Dar es Salaam, the capital city of Tanzania.
Algumas deles vieram diretamente a Dar es Salaam.
Why?
Dar es Salaam.
While the rest, others went into different countries, including Mozambique, Zambia, Botswana, and all other countries.
Enquanto os outros iam diferentes partes como Moçambique, Zâmbia e outras.
As a result, some of them found that the environment was not very conducive, and with advice from their fellows in Dar es Salaam, they were encouraged to move to Dar es Salaam.
Com o resultado, os outros onde foram não encontraram um ambiente construído por eles. Então, os outros que estavam em Dar es Salaam chamaram-os para vir em Dar es Salaam.
And Dar es Salaam was found to be the best because of the good relationship between Chama cha Mapinduzi and the ANC party between the two countries.
Por resultado, então, Dar es Salaam foi o melhor sítio e com conexão de ANC com CCM, Chama cha Mapinduzi.
As a result, there were too many youth from South Africa who find themselves in Dar es Salaam, and a chaos started to appear.
Por resultado, havia muitos jovens sul-africanos em Dar es Salaam. Por resultado, havia maior número de jovens em Dar es Salaam.
Yeah, there was tension between the local youth in Tanzania and their counterparts from South Africa because of the increased population of the newcomers.
Houve uma tensão maior em Dar es Salaam com esta vinda de novos jovens de sul-africanos. Então começaram a competir as oportunidades que havia nessa altura.
The administration of the country at that time sensed that problem, and they decided to move the South African freedom fighters to Morogoro.
A administração descobriu esse problema e essa razão trouxe os sul-africanos de Morogoro.
And because they still knew that apartheid regime were following them, so there was a need for protection. And therefore, when they moved them to Morogoro, they placed them near the military camp at Mzinga, which is here in Morogoro.
E porque sabia que o regime de apartheid na Sul-África estava a seguir os jovens, por resultado decidiram trazer os jovens perto de Meritales.
When they were given this piece of land, then they moved from Mzinga into this area.
Onde foram dadas a terra que saiu de Mzinga para esta terra, onde foram dados.
Finding them new in a new place, they had very little to do. So the senior youth started to sit in groups teaching subjects the junior youth.
Se encontraram com dificuldade, onde os maiores começaram a ensinar os mais jovens, júniores, o que deveria fazer.
So when this information went back to the leaders of ANC, especially Oliver Tambo ordered a school be built in this area, in this land which they were given by the late Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere.
Quando esta informação fora na África do Sul com os líderes de ANC, especificamente por o líder que se chamava Oliver Tambo, ordenou para construir escola cá.
So they started building a school in 1978, and this school was named ANC School Mazimbu because this area is called Mazimbu area.
Começava a construir escola em 1978, cujo nome da escola chamava ANC Mazimbu, porque este lugar chama-se Mazimbu.
In 1977, one of the prominent freedom fighter youth by the name Solomon Kalush Mashlangu was apprehended by apartheid regime. In 1977, a prominent ANC freedom fighter youth by the name Solomon Kalush Mashlangu was apprehended by the apartheid regime.
Surgiu jovem em 1977, cujo nome chamava Solomon.
I don't know to pronounce it. You will bear with me. Yeah. People were campaigning that Solomon Mashlangu should not be harmed.
Havia muita campanha no mundo que estava reclamar que o Solomon Mashlangu não podia ser feito mal, não é?
However, the apartheid regime went ahead, and in April 1970, so the ANC decided, in recognition of contribution of ANC freedom fighters, they renamed this area from ANC School Mazimbu to Solomon Mashlang Freedom College, SOMAFCO.
Então, por causa disso, a ANC reconheceu a contribuição do Solomon e chama essa escola por nome do Solomon.
So they continued. This area was named as SOMAFCO until 1992, when the apartheid regime collapsed in South Africa, and the ANC handed over the infrastructure to the government of Tanzania and returned to South Africa.
Esta área continuou a ser da ANC até que o regime apartheid na África do Sul aboliu-se.
Yeah, so when they left a number of infrastructure. Most of them were used for educational purposes.
Quando saíram, deixaram de ter muitas infraestrutura com o objetivo de educação, né?
Yeah, just to mention a few, they left 24 classrooms.
Deixaram 24
4 lecture theaters,
4 teatros,
3 computer rooms,
3 salas de computadores,
6 science laboratories,
6 laboratórios,
1 library named Ruth Fest,
uma biblioteca.
Ruth Fest. A school, a primary school,
Escola primária,
and 1 big auditorium named Nelson Mandela Freedom Square.
uma maior auditoria se chama Nelson Mandela,
and many others. But also they left the social and welfare infrastructure.
E outras, mas também deixaram infraestruturas sociais.
They left hostels which are placed in Unit 1 up to 6, and these units were named after the name of prominent freedom fighter. Okay, they are Unit 1 up to Unit 6, and all these, each of Unit 1 up to 6 were named after the prominent freedom fighters. I'm going to mention some of them.
Deixaram 6 unidades, 1 por 6, que Eri vai seguir a mencionar.
Unit 1 was named Governbeki.
A unidade 1 se chamava Governbeck.
Unit 2 JB Max.
A unidade 2 JB Beck. Max.
Unit 3 Lilian Ngoi.
A unidade 3 Lilian Ngoi.
Naitwa Geoffrey Karugira, ni rasi wa ndaki ya sayansi asilia na tumizi, au kwa Kiingereza ni principal of the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Sasa sisi huku pia kuna School of Education. Kuna hayo makundi mawili ndio yako huku wanapoita Solomon Mashilangu campus. Hapa ndipo mahali ambapo wale wapigania uhuru walikaa. Sasa walipokuwa wameondoka wakakabidhi hii kitu kwa serikali ya Tanzania. Ndani walikabidhi kwa CCM, alafu ikakabidhi kwa serikali ndio ikaja kutukabidhi sisi Sokoine University of Agriculture. Kwa hiyo sasa ndio tunatunza haya mazingira. Na huku hapa tulipo ndipo kwenye makaburi ambapo kuna watu wengi hasa wale wadogo walikufa wakiwa na hizi malaria na nini, wamezikwa huko. Kwa hiyo kuna sehemu mbalimbali utakuta kuna hao walipo wamelala hapa. Kuna watoto na wakubwa. Haijalishi size ya nani, lakini bado ni wale. Ila kuna upande huu na pia kuna upande wa watoto kule. Kule kuna upande wa watoto na wenyewe walikuwa ni mahali ambapo wanazikia hapa. Sasa kwa kawaida hawa wenzetu wanapotoka huko hasa Afrika ya Kusini, wao wanapenda sana kuja kutembelea hapa kwa ajili ya kuona ile historia. Kwa hiyo kama alivyokuwa akisema mwenzangu, wameacha haya makaburi, walituachia madarasa. Na hayo madarasa ndio tunayatumia pia. Alafu walituachia viwanja, walituachia hospitali, walituachia mabweni ya wanafunzi. Na watuachia kuna sehemu inaitwa Freedom Square. Ni holi kubwa tu. Alafu na miundombinu mbalimbali walituachia hapa. Sasa hawa kadiri nilivyoambiwa kuna vyama mbalimbali vya wapigania uhuru. Kuna ANC wapo, alafu kuna ZANU PF, kuna SWAPO, kuna MPLA. Kwa hiyo hawa walikutana ndio wakawa wametuambia kwamba bwana, tunaomba waje waweze kutembelea haya maeneo. Sasa tulikuwa tumepanga kwamba tuwalete hapa, alafu baadaye tuwapeleke kwenye nyumba ambapo alilala Mandela kama nafasi itaturuhusu. Lakini pia tulitamani kama wangeweza kwenda kwenye kile kiwanda cha mbao. Ingawa naona kama muda unaweza kuwa mgumu, labda tutaishia kwenye hiyo nyumba ambapo Nelson Mandela alilala alipokuwa hapa. Kwa ujumla hiyo hasa ndio ilikuwa nia na madhumuni ya hawa kutembelea haya maeneo, kwa sababu ni maeneo ambayo walikaa vijana, walisoma hapa, na baadaye kuna wengine walipelekwa Dakar kwenye wale walikuwa ni mambo ya kijeshi zaidi. Kwa kifupi, hii ndio sababu ya hii safari hapa.
Here we have two sets of graves. We have these which we are seeing here, and the rest are found in that end. And and for these ones here, they decided to make them uniform, irrespective of whether it is a baby or an adult who.
Para esses cimentos decidiram fazer a uniforme, independente da idade, se criança, velho.
When we go there, we will see they are different. We have small ones and big ones.
Quando iremos lá, vamos ver a diferença. Temos pequenas para maior.
But an important thing which you will see, most of the lady heroes here were very young. Some of them not even 2-3 years. Okay, and the reason is because they died out of malaria.
Aqui vamos ver talvez a idade muito menor. A razão é que porque morreram com malária e morreram na fora onde ele estava se lutando.
They reached a stage where they said, we have run away from enemy, but we have found an enemy away from home, and that is malaria.
Chegou numa etapa que eles disse, fugimos do inimigo em casa, mas encontramos outro inimigo cá, que é malária.
But not all lady people here died of malaria. Some died of quite different cases.
Não são todos que morreram, na verdade, morreram por malária. Outras morreram por outras razões.
And maybe I first show you the two graves which were exhumed, and I will show you some cases where people died of different causes.
Talvez vamos começar.
Izingane ziyadla esikolweni zithola imfundo yamandla sebenza mkhongolo i-social grant ikhonabo imisebenzi sebenza mkhongolo.
Okay, there is a question here. Why did they exhume? Actually, they would wish all of them to be exhumed so that they can have the bodies of their fellow loved ones at home so that they can reach there anytime they want. However, it is very expensive to do the exhuming. Okay, so they couldn't manage to do all those. Only those families which were able to meet the cost, they were the ones who were allowed to do that service.
Vou resumir. Alguém perguntou por que só 2 pessoas é que foram transmitidas para a África do Sul. A condição que ele está a dizer foi a economia. Sim.
Now I will narrate the story of Elliot Maroga.
Vou falar pouco do Elliot Maroga, porque ele morreu.
He was an adult, an animal lover. He was an adult and an animal lover.
Ele era adulto e gostava dos animais.
He used to walk with his dog very close all the time.
Muito perto.
And one day,
dia,
there is a river here. It's called Ngerengere. If you cross the bridge over there, the river is
chama Ngerengere.
So when he was crossing the river, there were hippos.
Quando estava a ultrapassar, iba hipopotâmicos.
And because he have passion and love with animals, so
a paixão com os animais.
So he started playing with a hippo.
Começou a jogar com hippo.
And as you know, hippo is a wild animal, it's not a domestic animal, and therefore hippo chopped his body into 2 pieces.
Então cortou o corpo dele em 2 partes.
And that was the end of Elliot Maroga.
He was da história do Elliot Maroga.
Yeah, so in short, that is the history of these graves and the heroes who are laid here.
Resumindo, esta é a história dos cimentos que estão cá.
I will be pleased if there are questions.
Gostaria a perguntar se alguém tem interpretação.
Yes, I will start with yeah, you.
I wanted to ask, was it a young hippo or big one?
Big one.
Gostaria de perguntar
So he was playing the big hippo.
Yes. He had a passion with animals. So whenever he see animals, he don't care. Yes, madam.
They seem not to be different.
Yeah.
In terms of what could be the reason? Is it because maybe by the time this was already no funds were recognized? Because when you look at the what could be the reason of doing?
Thank you very much. Initially,
Quero saber qual a razão que faz com que os cimentos sejam diferentes.
so initially they were all uniform with this type of yes. But later on, the ANC went on trying to improve the appearance, and that is why you see those which were they have improved and they put it. I'm sure if that is granite, I think. Yeah, so they replaced these ones with granite. You will see even in the other end, most of them does not have granite.
Queria saber por que as placas são diferentes. Ele está dizendo, no início era iguais, mas com pouco tempo ele gostou de melhorar as placas. E vamos ver lá também que tem as placas antigas.
I will come to you. He wanted to ask how you have.
Yes, thank you. Mine, you mentioned the issue of malaria. I'm trying to understand, was it how to, was it the state that cannot be contained or to the level that is suffering from that? Maybe just the condition that made people be dying from malaria.
Ele quer saber por que morreram com malaria. Será que a malaria nessa altura não era controlável? Vamos esperar a resposta.
Okay, it's very simple. Malaria here is endemic. Okay?
Aqui malaria é uma doença endêmica.
Is endemic. Malaria every time. Okay? However, people here have some sort of immunity. There is what is called exposure-related immunity. But in large part of South Africa, it is like a temperate climate.
Aqui, malaria é uma doença endêmica, então todo o tempo há malaria. Então, a gente daqui parece ter uma imunidade com malaria.
So those who does not have a trace of immunity, when they come here, they suffer quite a lot, and it's very easy for them to die.
Com a gente que, pelo menos, não conviviam com malaria, e quando se encontra com malaria, é facilmente pode morrer.
Okay, we go to
apart from Mozambique and South Africa, what other country they came in Tanzania during that independent fight?
Okay, I think I'm not very conversant about that one. I'm very familiar with what transpired here, especially with the relation between Tanzania and South Africa in relation to ANC freedom fighting. Okay, but I know that many other parties who were also fighting for freedom in Africa had settlement in different parts of Tanzania. And at some times, they ended up in fighting between themselves.
Tina bandwen konto sismisele Okunga bulala Onala mapulu Hamba kahle mkundu Mkundu wesizwe Hamba kahle mkundu
Long live the spirit of Oliver Reginald Tambo. Long live.
Long live.
Long live the spirit of Solomon Kalushi Masangu. Long live.
Long live.
Amanda. Solomon.
Yo Solomon.
Solomon.
Yo Solomon.
Solomon.
Yo Solomon.
Solomon Masangu.
Elimu yetu ni chama cha mboni, Dada Kongolo shila musheti Beni tete witarigida wana bibi alo maeteko Nomi Loma bibi Juno Olinda oluka Nomi Loma bibi Juno Olinda oluka Juka Kome pindano Diana bibi ae Wako mweno kweli mangulula Jelo no kakulungwati Wako mweno kweli mangulula Jelo no kakulungwati Ufite witarigida Mona bibi alo maeteko Ufite witarigida Mona bibi alo maeteko Nomi Loma bibi Juno Olinda oluka Juka Kome pindano Diana bibi ae Dieta mama, dieta, epenge, dieta mama, makute mama, dieta mama, dieta. ushirikiano na CPC